Welcome to the great outdoors. We're here in Dothan, Alabama at the Landmark Park for their Victoria Christmas celebration, which will be held today between 1 and 4. Landmark Park is probably the oldest agriculture museum in state Alabama. You can see the old farmhouse and so forth behind us. But today all the people who volunteer here will be dressed in their attire of that era, and there will be performances by groups that would perform whatever they do during that era. So sit back and relax and join us. I know that sounds confusing, I'm confused too, but sit back and relax and join us here in the great outdoors. Thank you.
First thing we see is the Wagon Rides. Gentleman is dressed in an early 1900s outfit with his jeans and his hat and a nice set of horses that will take you for a nice ride around Landmark Park. They have the Miller Drug Store and a general store and a church and a school, and they were there selling their wares, their Christmas ornaments and things, and they really have some talented people here in the Dothan area. If you missed Landmark Park's Victoria Christmas, you missed an opportunity to get some nice decorations and things for the holidays. Now, let's take a walk inside Miller's Pharmacy and see what it's like in the 1800s. I can remember my dad taking me to the pharmacy. It was a Rexall pharmacy, and they had a soda counter, and it was pretty neat to watch them make a Coke. And they have all the old original wares in that old pharmacy. They have the drug counter and all kinds of things. I mean, it is right to the era that this drugstore was in operation. It still has a lot of the old things that were for sale back during that time. They have pennies or candies by the pound, and they have all kinds of old remedies and things that you could get from old catalogs, silverware, all kinds of things that were sold there during the turn of the century. And the old toys and animals. This is a Rexall pen. Rexall was the company of the drugstore, and they had their makeup sales and all kinds of things. It's really informational, especially for you kids who are studying American history in that time period. And here's the candy. Now, let's head into the... This is a general store. This is the Shelley General Store. It actually started out as a cannery where farmers could bring their fruits and vegetables, and they would actually can them there in that little building. It was later turned into the general store by Mr. Shelley. And it was a little bit of everything. Of course, you know, people would come around on cold days and sit around the fire, and that little potbelly stove, and you could get your hair cut, and you could pick up your mail there, and your shoes. What was neat was that everybody had their own shaving cup, and they would fix shoes, and they would sell shoes, and when you used the word general, you meant general. Everything. I mean, they had the old utensils that we use to grind things up and things that Mom used in the kitchen.
Well, this is the old schoolhouse. I don't know when it was built. We'll find out when we go in later. But the flag that was is hanging back there on the wall goes back to 1948, and that's the original flag that flew over the school back when it was still in operation. All right, y'all. What y'all doing?
We tried.
What are these dolls from the olden days or something?
Yes, sir. You're sitting on them.
I am? Oh, okay. These are dolls that they're making from the olden days. I guess, which one of you were around here to play with these? Anybody? No? You were?
Yeah.
Huh?
What?
Did you have one of these when you were a kid?
No, but the broom, my granny made her own broom. So
Oh, okay.
I was telling my
Okay.
niece over there.
Are these all your relatives?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And your name?
Justine. Oh, my name's Angela.
As well?
Angela?
Angela, this is Angela. You look at the camera, ma'am, and say, hi, Angela.
I didn't know I was.
That's all right. And are you the granddaughter?
That's my niece.
Oh, your niece.
My
Okay, what's your name?
What's your name? Jade.
Jade. Oh, cool. And y'all live right around here. Did you come here to volunteer at Landmark Park for this, did you? No. You just come here and do it. You grabbed them into it, didn't you?
No, I'm the volunteer.
And you just grabbed them all and said, look, I need help. You coming?
We just sat down.
They got tired of waiting and decided they'd make their own.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good. Well, you know, it's good to keep traditions moving. And this is actually a very nice tradition that that y'all are involved in.
Which is how it was supposed to work anyway.
Yeah.
This is my head. Okay. Good.
Well, thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Hope you enjoy.
And God bless you.
God bless.
Okay. Doing there, young man?
I am making little brooms to put on a tree over there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they can either take it home with them or, as I said, put it on a tree. Do all kinds of things. Well, we're trying to get that.
Who taught you how to do that?
Miss Dana, she's helped running the place. She's doing a planetarium currently.
Okay. So these are just old things that were done back in the old days
Yes,
because
sir.
they didn't have money or they didn't have the ability to buy
Right.
stuff like that. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. I intend to.
What are you, Miss Heart of Alabama? Oh, congratulations. Miss Junior Heart of Alabama.
Oh, thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, he didn't see you, son.
You're who?
Mr. Countryside.
Oh, cool. I didn't know they had a Mister anymore. And who are you?
So I'm Mr. Heart of Countryside.
Oh, that's pretty neat. Back in the olden days, Christmas trees were really just about any tree that you could find. And you would decorate it with anything that you had around the house. And back then, things were made out of wood, and they used candles to decorate the tree, which sometimes caused a very, very large fire. But the birds ended up getting all the popcorn and all that other stuff. And really, the trees were really beautiful because the families put their heart and souls into making them what they are. This is the original flag that flew over this school at the time. And if you count the stars, there's 6 in a row, and there is 8 rows, and 6 times 8 is 48. That was for the original 48 states. I believe the 49th was admitted in 68, and that was, I believe, was either Alaska or Hawaii. But this is an original 48 star flag. And I'm hung here in this little tiny schoolhouse. The Headland Presbyterian Church. Obviously there's a no, yeah, well, that's what I'm reading the sign. East Alabama Presbytery announced in Montgomery on October 13, 1908, that by special help from Montgomery First Church in Dothan, the congregation at Headland was encouraged to build and have just completed a lovely church, 35 by 35, and owe no man anything except to love one another. Of course, every school has to have an outhouse. It's locked, so I guess I'll have to look somewhere else. Live animals here on the farm, and someone has to care for them every day. This is actually could be a working farm. They have the house, and they got the barns, and they got the animals, and someone is here every day. A nice little pasture in the back. This is a field right here that has just been harvested. Of course, this is the house. The homestead. It's really a nice little old house. Well, let's go take a look inside. Well, decorated for the holidays.
These don't look like those good expensive ones. I've got set up in a case like that here. It's dollar store.
Dollar store, $10 at drugstore.
Thanks, everybody. God bless. Stay where we can see you, buddy.
Mama, is it time to eat yet? This is one of the hogs. Hogs were one of the easiest animals to raise on the farm. And this old guy, he likes to wallow in that mud. And there's a story behind the mud too. The mud keeps them, they don't have sweat glands like you and I do. They have to cool down with the mud, and the mud cools them down. And then after a while they'll get onto a tree and they'll rub that dried mud off until they get hot again. And he got some good sized molars. Look at that. It smells. Some big time smells. But you're eating, huh? Okay. Well, enjoy. Uh-oh, here comes the big one. Now they're going to switch and he's going to eat in one place and the other. Living here at, what's your name?
Horse.
Huh? You like living here at the Landmark Park?
Oh, I love it here at Landmark Park.
How come you're not dressed up?
I'm not dressed up because I'm a horse.
Yeah, you're a pretty boy.
Well, I don't care what you think.
Pretty boy.
Well, you have a cookie or something, a carrot? Kinda hungry.
And of course, no farm would be complete without chickens. They were a self-sustaining food source. They would lay eggs. You would eat the eggs. Some of the eggs would be fertilized. They would have babies. And the babies would take over as the new ones, and you'd eat the old ones. As long as you keep the old fox out of the hen house. There's a small house in the back. I would assume that that's probably where the farm hands live.
Wow. Hello, dude. Welcome to the great outdoors. Today we're here at Landmark Park's Victorian Christmas in Landmark Park in Dothan, Alabama. Today's event is sponsored by His Radio 94.3, and it's being held to benefit Wiregrass Area United Way Food Bank. I'm sure that if you haven't gotten to Landmark Park over the year, it's time to come. It's decorated for the holidays and the old-fashioned decorations, and it's really beautiful here. Landmark Park is probably the oldest agricultural museum in the state of Alabama. And did you know that since 1998, visitors to Landmark Park's Victorian Christmas has contributed over 15,410 pounds of food to the Wiregrass Area Food Bank. An additional $1,892 has been contributed in monetary donations. Together, this amounts to a total of 36,438 pounds of food, resulting in 28,467 meals. Thank you all for helping make someone's Christmas brighter. So while we're here today, we're going to visit the old buildings. There's concerts going on all day, piano recitals, and a church service. And I will even be able to hear the dulcimers playing in the old farmhouse. Take a wagon ride. Look at the school's Christmas ornaments being made. So sit back and relax and stick with us here in the great outdoors as we visit Landmark Park for the Victorian Christmas. Thank you.
And of course we had sheep on the farm. Mama would always know how to shear the sheep and spin the wool and make clothes and stuff out of it. Here comes the ram. No, he's not a Dodge truck. He's the male of the species, and he keeps all the girls in line. And of course, we always had the family cow. Cow was good for our milk supply. It would not only give us the milk, but butter for our bread, which we got from the field when we harvested the wheat. Right, baby? Some of the old farm machinery that we'd use to work in the fields. Our outhouse, you can see it's designated by the crested moon. Then there's a smokehouse, so forth, that they use to smoke their meat. Smoked meat would not have to be refrigerated. This is a juicer. Sugar cane was a big crop. It produced the sugar that they used here on the farm and maybe traded. And you would put the sugar cane into between those two round things. The horse would go around in a circle, and it would squeeze the juice out and go to a barrel down underneath. This is the syrup shed, where the sugar cane and so forth, it would be boiled down and turned into syrup, and it would be mighty good. Be a big fire going there, and cauldron, and then heat up and turn that into syrup.
There's a lot to this landmark park, especially when you look at the history aspect of it. Well, that's going to do it from here. I want to thank y'all for joining us, and I hope you learned a little bit about what Alabama was like back in the homesteads, back in the late 1900s. It's a little bit different than it is now, isn't it? Well, you know, with all this holiday festivities, it's really time that you sit down and relax and think about just exactly the reason for the season. You know, it's Merry Christmas, not Merry Xmas or Happy Holidays. You know, if you know a person celebrates Christmas, or even if they don't, that's just too bad. You know, Merry Christmas. You know, that's what this spirit is all about. So let's just take a minute and reflect on just what the reason for the season is. My name's Dylan, and I want to thank you for being with us, and thank you for Al Vine, because he's an old man, and I think he's passed out somewhere. I don't know. He just can't take it. He's not a young man. But thank you for joining us. We hope that you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Great Outdoors Productions. And we'll see you probably before the end of the year in another production. Goodbye.